Good evening, everybody. This is a market update for 2015, and let's start with looking at the market performance. This is actually very cool from stockcharts.com. Instead of me actually going into Excel and tracking the prices myself, it's give you all the tracking. However, there's so many of them, so I just pick and choose what I really, need to talk about. Um, you see now, everything year to date is in the green, except utilities and financial, which is a good thing that utilities usually consider as defensive. So people are taking their money out of utilities and put it in the stock market and the stuff that's more riskier and don't pay that much dividends. But the best performance this month, actually, so far, I think technology, you're going to find the NASDAQ 100 is 5.7% for the month, 4% for the year, and they did well this week, 3.7. Small caps, are trying to catch up 1%, but still 5% for the month. Financial is so far is -1%, but for the month they are definitely winners. Gold miners are, in spite of this month taking some hitting, they are still up 16%, which is not bad at all. The surprise comes from the energy, which this month is 8%. Everybody would say stay away from energy, but they are doing very well. They're getting a lot left from oil prices rebounding. Semiconductors was 5% this week, 8% for the month so far. We're still halfway. And the technology in general outperform the market a lot. So let's jump to the market and see what happened. I did a video on Wednesday, and we were right here, and I said the market looks like it wanna move higher. It was right here when this doji, um, um, the market stabilized here above the 50, and with this red candle right here, this is what, Wednesday. So this is Tuesday, Monday, and this Friday. This was the big job report, this one right here. And it was a very good job report, like, way above estimate, and also revised everything higher. And the market gapped up and then went down, which was, I said, okay, we're still in the trading range, so the market wants to go up. And then today, we get this bad, jobless claim numbers, and everything actually in this report was not good at all, and the market hits all-time high and closes above it. So if you try to make sense of the market, you're gonna end up in a psychiatrist, ward. Just see what the what the market wants to do and follow it. Now we are up here now. Wrong tool. We are up here now, just closed above it, a new 52-week high and a new all-time high for the market. Actually, the Nasdaq also outperforming. Actually, gonna take a look at it. The volume is not bad. The PMO, the price momentum oscillator, is crossed and give a buy signal here, and it's moving higher. RSI is moving higher. The money is coming back into the market. The oscillators are overbought and staying overbought, so it's so far so good. However, maybe next week we're gonna pull back a little bit, maybe to test this. At least this is what usually happens. To test around 275 or something, and then take off from there. Or we can just continue going higher. More bad news or good news. Just the buyers are impatient now. They were like, "What the heck of it? Let's just buy," and the bulls are charging. So you follow them. But as of now, there is no sign of the market pulling back. Today, the market was okay all day, not maybe up 4 points or something, and then in the last hour of the trading, went up. which usually tells me that the closing price is very important and usually controlled by the professional. So that's a good sign. But still, it's what was 8% this week or something, from 2000 just to 2100. This is a big move, just in the last a few days, without any real pause. Maybe just one pause here. So maybe a pullback to test back this breakout level, and then maybe continue higher from there. Nasdaq actually way outperforming. This is the high of the year now, and for 2 days now we are higher above it, and we see here the Bollinger Band. It's keep closing above it in a good, not bad volume, but it's not great. It's average. The PMO is moving higher. It's same thing, and definitely outperforming. So the technology is the place to be. Now, oil keep grinding higher. Now it's 52 on the WTI, which is Western Texas. Brent is higher than this. I think it's 59 or 60, something like this. And you remember the spread is very important, because a lot of oil companies make money on that spread, because the oil from here are either exported or refine it and export it to Europe, and that's a good thing for them. The volume was below average. This is 20-day exponential, so it pays more attention to the recent. That's why you find it like going up like this. So it's below the volume for the last few weeks, but it's still okay, and closed finally above the 50. If it continues closing above the 50 moving average, it's a very good sign. A lot of people are going to keep jumping into this ship and ride it higher. A lot of technicians so far is saying oil is in a downtrend, you stay away from it, which is true. It's below the 200-day moving average, was below the 50-day moving average yesterday. That's changed today, but a lot of people like to catch the bottom. This is a lot of money can be made here, so a lot of people will jump in. As long as this 48.63 hold doesn't broke this level, then we are good for oil to continue higher. The best case scenario for oil is to move higher, then move down a little bit and stabilize here for a while. The supply and demand issue did not get resolved. I do not see oil going back to even 90 soon. Forget about 100 or 110. Supply demand issue, it's still dollar is still strong, so there is a lot of headwind against oil going higher. But as of now, it's going higher, so we ride the energy with it. Gold, we spoke about on Wednesday, and it was doing this, and we said that's bad. Just stay away from gold. And I still think it is not the right place to be in now, like for trading gold. It just this price action was not good at all, that it broke this support right here. Now it's trying to get above it, but as you see those tails up. This means the buyers cannot hold that price. They just cannot hold the 50-day. Forget about the 200. They cannot hold the 50-day. The best I can say about oil, about gold, that if this is our here, maybe we're talking about the head and shoulder. So maybe now the head and shoulder failed. So maybe now this is a big cup and it's trying to make a handle here. And this trend line is going to be very important to break for gold. If gold can break this trend line right here and close above it, it's going to be around 1250 or so, then gold might move higher. But as of now, nothing is telling me that gold wants to move higher. Even the 2 days that it was going up, look at the volume, just pathetic. It's the chart does not look good for gold unless it breaks the 200 again. 1250 is the 200, also the trend line, and stay above it. This might bring a buyer to gold. You will never know what's going to happen overseas. Maybe this will attract some buyers into gold. Now the oscillators are down to 7 point, and every time in the past at least 3-4 months it reaches that level, it bounces back. gold rebounds. However, don't forget in this area right here, look, it stayed from September all the way down to October, a full month down and stayed down, with the prices just keep moving lower and lower and lower. On the other hand, GDX still holding. You know, it's not doing bad. It broke the support and then went back up, but again the volume is bad on it. So unless gold moves higher, GDX cannot just, you know, continue stabilizing here. The path of least resistance now for miners is down. Can it move up? Sure, but what in the chart telling me that they are going to move up again? They are here in the oversold territory, so we might get a rebound. But from 21 to 22, what are you going to do with this? You know, I don't think it's time to get in ship with GDX. I bought GDX last year and I'm still holding it. So, and they are right at my stop loss. I think my stop loss was like at 2050, and it barely touched it, you know, and I was almost stopped out, and I'm still holding it, see what's gonna happen, but I'm not gonna add to my position. Silver is another story though. Today was something happened in the silver market and it moved higher. I didn't, you know, see any news on it, but the volume is not bad. The PMO almost is going to cross and give a buy signal. It's still above 50, so the silver chart looking better, and it's coming from, you know, an oversold territory. So there might be some juice into the silver, but and maybe it will pull the gold with it, but usually it's the opposite. Usually it is the the gold that pulls the silver with it, but it's the opposite happening here. Is it going to continue? It's right in an area where it's very important, you know, resistance, and it went through it very well. And also this trend line here, this is short term. The weekly, I don't think it appeared yet in the weekly, but in a short term, it is breaking important resistance and in a good volume. And the money looks like, you know, this little thing here looks like it's gonna wants to this here, you know, it's going higher a little bit, so maybe money is gonna go into silver and pull gold with it. We have to wait and see. Next week is gonna be very important for gold and silver. While we're talking about miners and materials, so let's look at TCK, which is hated sector, but it's this sector start to catch some life. This was support last year, very important in 2013 and 2014. That's the weekly, by the way, and went down and broke it, never looked back, all the way down to 10. This was like $50 stock a few years ago. So now for 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, it's keep going higher. Volume is good. RSI is going there into the 50 territory. The PMO haven't done this for ever, you know, very long time. It's crossing. The money is not coming out from the stock as much now. It's still negative. So this is very speculative. But this could be the beginning of something, because we broke this trend line down, right? And then we had this, you know, trend line here, and I was watching TCK for a while, and I saw it catching a bit, and now it looks like it's want to do something. So let's look at the daily. So it's not, the weekly doesn't tell me it's time to buy, but it's the time to buy is very close. The daily. Now this here is a very important resistance for it. Is it gonna hold this and go back down, or is it gonna move higher? I don't know, but this low here was very important low. there was a huge volume, so a lot of people who bought here got out. So I'm not expecting a lot of resistance from the people who bought here and want their money back. Let's look at the volume in the weekly. You see here there was, let's get rid of all this. The volume here was okay, but look at the volume here when it start breaking and people just, you know, screaming in pain and just want to get out. They don't want to hold it anymore. So a lot of people who bought here sold here, you know. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing that a lot of people got out of stock, because you want people who are getting in have fresh memory. You know, nobody is holding from here. So when the price rebounds back, people are selling back and putting the price back down. So that's a good thing. So it might be doing something. We'll wait for it to clear this resistance level and close above it. Today, you know, good volume. It's always good volume, or almost good volume on up days. So that's a good sign. Low, a higher low, higher low, higher high. That's good. Double bottom formation is good. And now it looks like it's gonna move higher from there. So let's see if it did stay above, you know, 1550 or something level for a while. That's very constructive TCK, and maybe it's time to get in. APC, we spoke about it also on Wednesday right here, and it's we said, you know, it looks like it want to go higher, and it did. I got an APC, you know, earlier than this, and now it's riding higher, so that's good for it. And we'll see the 200-day around 90 something is going to be a problem, because I don't see a lot of people who bought here sold here. There is no this spike in the volume, so this is definitely is gonna get some resistance. So we have to wait and see, but it's very close to taking profit time. New Rubbermaid, again on Wednesday we mentioned this, and I got in the stock right here, and it's getting higher, and 1, 2, 3 days now, 4 days in a row. The volume, however, today was bad. It closed above the upper Bollinger Band, but the volume was not good. It just gave the signal, you know, yesterday, but the volume is not doing that great. It's an oversold. It doesn't mean anything. It can stay oversold for a very long time, but it's outperforming its sector right here. That's a good thing. So we'll wait. I wanted to take some profit today, but I decided no, wait, because it's an all-time high, or I think 52-week high. I don't know if it's all-time high or not, but 52-week high. There is not that much resistance over there, so I'm not expecting it to bam, like, you know, go all the way down. And I have my stop like right here. So if it went down, it's fine. I just lost today profit, but other than that, I will just let it run. The last thing I want to talk about is a CHC, and it's a healthcare. I looked at the weekly; it looked good, and it's, you know, it has been consolidating for a while. It's above 50 in the RSI, and money is coming back into the stock. This didn't happen for a while, and now it's breaking this, and the selling looks like it's done. The only problem, it's an oversold an overbought territory, but we said overbought does not stop me from getting into a stock that can move higher. So it moved higher for from 58 to 64. That's a big move for it, and then now it's pulling back, and the pullback, as you see here. An open red candle is good. This means, you know, people sold, but in the beginning of the day, and then a lot of people came and bought the stock up, and a big volume, and I bet you this big volume was on the buying side. And then today, when it went down on a low volume. That's a good setup to see. So now 63 is a good entry point. I didn't like to buy it today because it's Friday. Why the heck when I buy something on Friday close and just, you know, go over the weekend? What's gonna happen with me? Monday the market is gonna be open again. So 63 and a stop around 60.50 or something. might be the plan action for next week. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and have a nice